Hello everyone, welcome back to our continued video on Operation Husky and here command mod operations. So what I've done between last video and this video has been a couple weeks, so we got distracted. Things went on. I went on a nice little holiday, which was kind of relaxing, but of course I forgot where I left off, then I remembered. But anyway, so what we've done since last time is we actually did a little more research on it. I just finished a really cool book on the actual Allied invasion of Sicily, which kind of filled in some of the details that I was kind of missing or ignoring or just don't feel like caring about. But that being said, we've made some quick adjustments. The first simple adjustment that we've done is we've actually increased the range to the beach to 10 nautical miles. It's actually around 11 nautical miles is the typical distance they use before they even try to drop anybody off into the water. So that was really the distance we should have been operating at. The other thing I did is I changed the time of day. It is actually quite early in the morning now. It's actually 2300 on July 9th. The actual operation of Operation Husky, that's redundant, but oh well, actually involved using a bunch of C-47s to basically paradrop all in these areas right around this time. So as for those of you who know history, know that most of them never got there. It wasn't nearly as bloody as something that happened a few weeks later, but I'll let you go read the history book on what happens with friendly fire when you decide to shoot down your entire paratrooper division. Don't do that. So what I've done is I've moved everybody back, and I think it's time to now take a look at the Axis a little bit. So let's swing over to them real fast. I'll head over to the Axis side. We've got our Axis Airfield of Great Justice over here. Pretty simple little thing. The thing I like about this Axis Airfield is when I do click on it, you'll notice I've got all sorts of really good airplanes here. If I wanted to expand this scenario a little bit, I could send a bunch of B-17s to finger quote soften them up a little bit. It's not a bad idea, but like I said, I just want to kind of stick to it. So as far as what we have at our disposals, we have quite a few BF-109s. We also have a bunch of Junkers Ju-88s, which are excellent bombers. But obviously we can't do anything with them until the first light. Now you're saying they're going, what? We'll take a look here. So let me go ahead and pretend I'm going to go ahead and arm this particular aircraft up here. You're going to notice I've got my available magazines. It says time of day, day only. This means we can't actually launch any missions with these aircraft until it becomes the daytime. So in my mind, I may all just blast them, then come back and blast them, then come back and blast them, not kind of meter it out in the command sort of tradition, if you want to think about it another way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a reference area here. I'm going to make it about, let's call it about this big. We're going to go ahead and call this zone cap. And we're going to leave it as a patrol, and we're going to do an AAW patrol. Press OK. And we're going to take every single one of the BF-109s, and we're going to assign them for this particular purpose here. Now, the Junkers we're saving for something else, but I am going to grab these groups right here and pop them together. But what I'm going to change is I'm going to make it so this scenario does not activate that until early the next day, which gives us plenty of time to, do damage before, the airplanes show up, so to speak. Because again, during World War II, you couldn't see it, you couldn't safely bomb it. If you want to read about some really inaccurate bombings, read about bombings on D-Day. It's pretty embarrassing sometimes. All right, so let's go ahead and set our activation time. We're going to set this to tomorrow, 7/9. This will be 7/10. It's a little late in the day here. I believe it's a 1 hour difference. So let's assume that everything is daylight at 7 a.m. So that would be 0700. We're going to go ahead and call it like that. So 7 a.m. minus 1 is going to be 6 a.m. We actually want this to be 8. So that when it does trigger, we'll actually trigger and then we'll activate it. And of course, when do we want to disable it? We want to disable it. Sure, that's perfectly fine. That evening, again, we probably shut it down. Let's set it to the 10th. We'll go to 2200. Again, it's way too late in the day. Now, here's what we're going to do that's a little different. We're actually going to tell the 1/3 rule to be shut off. We want to launch all of the airplanes. We also want to design the aircraft so that they follow the Axis standards here, which would be two groups of two. Basically, would be their style of a section. Again, you have your swarms is the technical term for that, for those of you interested in it. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually duplicate this. Actually, I'd love to duplicate this mission, but you can. But what I'm going to do is create a new mission, and this is going to be called Sync Easy Targets. We'll do a patrol. We'll do a AS ground. We'll make this a mixed patrol. We actually want to destroy anything we can with our bombers here. Let's grab all the Junkers, shove them on there. We'll disable this mission again, and we'll just copy the times. Let's see. This is going to be at 8 a.m. So come over here. Make sure this is disactive. Boop. Nice. We'll make this one 8 a.m. as well. 0800. And we'll set the deactivation time. That's fine with me. I'm not even going to bother. These guys are all going to get shot down, I'm sure, anyway, so I'm not worried about it that much. One thing I do want to do, though, is my station throttle. I'm actually going to bring it up to cruise. Under my cap, I'm actually going to bring my station throttle up to cruise as well. That's just going to complicate things for the Allies just a teeny tiny bit. Another thing we could look at doing as well is reducing the station altitude. Right now, they're going to be fairly high altitude. We want them to be kind of low. I call it, World War II altitudes is sort of the joke there. But this should now mean we have a bit of an Axis presence when the actual scenario starts kicking off here. So let's switch back over to our other group here. Everything's looking pretty solid. And now let's go ahead and create a couple little pieces, and we'll go ahead and sand in it. So I'm going to go up to the editor. We're going to go up to the event editor. We'll go to edits, and we'll kind of play this one out. Ideally, this is going to be an operation trying to get as many people down on the ground as possible. Or do you want to look at it in terms of doing as much damage as possible? In any military operation is always trying to achieve a goal. It's not just destruction of the enemy, although that does happen from time to time, especially if you're chasing somebody who's on the run. So if I go ahead and open up my God's Eye view and pop this sucker open, you'll notice we have a wide variety of targets here. The safest thing for us to do is detect that we've successfully destroyed an enemy target. Because, if we destroy enough of them, obviously, they're going to be able to shoot back at us. But ideally, what this is all about is establishing a beachhead. So what we're going to do is we're going to establish a zone that we're going to use kind of as our, what do you want to call it, kind of like the target's zone. So let's go ahead and deselect all my reference points. Let's go ahead and create ourselves a new area, and we'll go ahead and call this kind of, call this the beachhead, sort of our objective if you want to kind of think about it. So we'll do Control Insert, Control Insert, Control Insert, Control Insert. All right, grab this group. Go ahead and Control F4, or F11, sorry. F10. Oh, no, I don't want a mission. I'm sorry. What I do want to do, though, is I do want to come up here, and I want to lock these suckers so nobody can change them. Let's see here. Change bearing. Lock selected ref points. Boing. And now we're going to go up to the editor and actually set this one up properly. Events. Create new event. Victory. So this event is not repeatable. We don't want to do that. Now we're going to add ourselves a new trigger. We're going to add triggers. We're going to say unit enters area. We're going to say create new triggers, and we're going to make sure it's for the allies. We're going to make sure the unit type is a facility, so we can't cheat. Show all types, unit subtype. See, none of these are available yet, which is actually kind of annoying. Target class, yeah, I can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about that, but that's perfectly fine. So we'll go ahead and add all those places on the map itself. Let's validate it and say it's okay. Now, the important thing here is it has to be a land facility. Now, I know some of you are immediately going, hey, wait a minute. Why don't we get the paratroopers to do this? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. So what might be worthwhile is to actually take the paratroopers out of the scenario, which is exactly what I'm thinking of doing, only on account of the fact they're really probably not going to add much to the gameplay of the scenario, and you're going to have this new problem to deal with. We'd have to actually say, is paratrooper, kind of a thing like that. Allies, secure, enter zone. We'll go ahead and say enter zone, press the OK button there. That one looks good to me. We'll go ahead and add that one in. We'll say condition. We'll make it a very simple one. Scenario has started. Easiest condition ever. Scenario, go. Sounds good to me. Press OK. Well, I'll go ahead and close that sucker. We're going to have to add that sucker in there as well. Boop. And now we're going to have to edit our actions. We're going to go ahead and say end missions. First, we want to give ourselves some points. Let's say give 100. Give 100 points. This is going to be to the allies. 100 points. Easy peasy. That's simple. We'll go ahead and create ourselves a new action. Now, I don't want a point action. I want a end scenario action. And call it, yep, that's fine with me. Cool. So now we have both. Let's go ahead and close that out. Let's go ahead and add action, give 100 points, add action, and the scenario. So this will go ahead and finish our scenario up for us, which makes it pretty simple. So now we have our little end condition here, and this little like magenta zone. Like I said, we have to get a little bit of a beachhead to try it out, and that will go ahead and trigger that. So when it's ready, it's ready. So let's go ahead and get rid of those paratroopers. Like I said, it's not going to do us any good here. I'm just going to confirm they've got no missions for it. Because like I said, the more I think about it, the more I realize, yeah, one of those kind of a things. So let's go ahead and delete this group here. Like I said, kind of a neat little thing, but I am going to pop them out. Feel free to put them back in if you're doing your own edit of the scenario. Okay, everything's good. So we now have a victory condition. Let's go ahead and set up a loss condition real fast. We'll go ahead and create a new one. Let's see, lose a ship. Losing a ship is obviously a very, very, very big deal. We're going to go edit this one. We're going to create a new unit is destroyed. We'll make it a loss. Allied ship destroyed. That sounds pretty good. And we're going to set this to allies. Target type is a surface ship. Class, there's so many good things in here. What you could do is you could come in here and like play with all the different kinds and things like that. But it's just not worth it. I'm not going to mess with this, but I'm going to say target class, specific unit. Nah, that's fine. We could go through and design a table basically of all the different values we have, but we'll just kind of keep it generic for now. So allied ship destroyed. So say we lost a ship. The scenario has started. Let's go ahead and create a new action. We'll do a point. Of course, we'll make this pretty expensive. Lose 20 points. That's actually quite a bit there. That's allies. We're going to do negative 20. We'll go ahead and create a new set of points too. We'll call this lose 1 point. Side allies. We're going to do -1. Press OK. And we're going to use that one in just a second. So go ahead and close that out. We'll go ahead and say lose 20 points because we lost a ship. Replay. Ooh. Oh. There it is. We'll go ahead and add one more. One thing I do is I like to clone it like this, just to make it a little bit easier. Go up to Edit, and we'll go ahead and create a new trigger. Unit is destroyed. And this, we're going to say an allied. We're going to say surface land facility. Show all types. And now you can actually pick, mobile unit and things like that. But it really doesn't matter. Any land facility we lose is considered a loss. Lose a ground dude. Nice. Press OK. We're going to go ahead and close that one out too. That looks good. We're going to remove that trigger. We're going to lose a ground dude. Remove that trigger. Add that guy. I'll lose 20 points. A little steep for a ground unit. Remove selected. Is repeatable. Change the name of this. I'll lose ground unit. All right, let's press OK. Looks good, looks good, looks good. OK, now what we're going to do is we're going to establish how many points you need to basically have a rousing success in our scenario. Let's see, scenario features, none in this version, although I haven't gone into there in a while, so I wanted to make sure that works OK. Add edit size, edit scoring, there's the button. So a major defeat would be, let's call it a 75. You did a pretty darn good job. And obviously a disaster would be anything like, anything less than 100 would probably be, that'd be pretty nasty. Major defeat, minor defeat. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. That sounds pretty good. All right, let's play. This is the fun part. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We're going to give this thing a quick try. Obviously, it's a little earlier in the morning, so we have more time to kind of clear all this junk out. We also have more time to deploy our aircraft and kind of get everybody in position. We're going to grab these destroyers and everything like that, and what we're going to actually do is be a little scandalous here. Oh, we can't see that. Be a little scandalous, and we're actually going to concentrate our firepower. Now, this is a mistake I always make as a military planner here, is not concentrating my firepower. It's just one of those things where it's like, you have a lot of it, so take advantage of it. But you want to make it so it's all concentrated in one zone. Of course, our minesweepers have the most important job of all here. Get into action. So we're going to grab this guy. And we're going to have him actually kind of come in here like this. We're going to grab this guy, have them come in here like this. We're going to have this guy, and he's going to kind of come in here like this. This is going to be the unit I lose, by the way. Now, all these guys, what I'm going to do is create basically a little zone that I'm going to go ahead and use to go ahead and clean all those different mines up that you can probably see. So let's deselect all points. Let's go Control Insert, because again, we don't know if there's any mines visible anywhere here. So we'll go ahead and grab this ones. We'll go ahead and have that unit immediately start mine clearing. Clear mines. And we'll go ahead and do mine patrol, mine clearing. Press OK. That's fine. Whatever does that to you, by the way, just go like that. All set. That's a very large area to clear mines. We normally would do something much, much, much tighter, but this going to require a lot of logistical finagling here, and I don't feel like going to war with it just at this current time. So we'll go ahead and grab our miners. The best way to use the miners, by the way, is actually to break them apart so that we have two separate mining groups for this purpose. The reason we do that way is it's just going to be a lot simpler because they're going to work separately. So do clear mines, grab this guy right here, assign mission, clear mines. So I'm going to set him like this. I'm going to set him like this, and now it's easy because I can just set my destroyers right in here like this. Grab my destroyers because now I'm going to have a nice clear path. I grab my other destroyers, send them in basically right up to the deck here. I know this sounds kind of dangerous, but it's a great, great, great way. And we'll grab the patrol craft too. So now it's time to get all these guys in position. So for simplicity's sake, I'm actually just going to group these. Normally I don't group these, but this time it just makes more sense to group them because it's going to give me a little bit quicker access as far as logistics goes. So grab them, we'll order them right here, kind of moving towards the beach. Grab them, move them towards the beach. By the way, if a scenario editor gives a unit a particular movement order when the scenario starts, that means that unit's probably going to get destroyed. Always remember that. Cool. Begin mission. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that there's a bunch of fixed targets. We know there's a bunch of coastal artillery here. We also have a ton of different aircraft. We could kind of just all over the top of them here. AAA, I'm not so worried about, but what I do want to do is I want to put together some kind of aircraft strike. Now, the problem is it's way too early in the morning to be doing an aircraft strike. They just can't leave yet. So what I'm going to do is do some quick measurements here. That's about 188 nautical miles. If you're doing, let's say, 188 divided by 250, it's at 0.72, 60. It's going to take 45 minutes to get in position if I throw everybody. So what we'll do is we'll kind of concentrate this zone here. I'll go ahead and create another zone. By the way, always name your zones and things like that. Otherwise, it's going to make you crazy later. So let's go ahead and create this as kind of my, let's call this my sort of cap zone, not cap zone, my, let's call that the close air support zone. Close air support zone. We'll go ahead and do a patrol. We'll do a ground patrol. We'll make it inactive because, like I said, we're going to end up getting quite a few aircraft to help us out with this. And this is going to be all of my P-51s. Boop, boop. My Spitfires are going to be responsible for basically kind of covering us above our heads, but I see that I have a ton of these guys here. So I'm going to grab that whole group and I'm going to shove them in here. I'm going to go back to these. I'm going to grab all of these and I'm actually pull them all out as well. Because like I said, if I'm going to save them for close air support, I'll save them for CAS. All right, looks pretty good to me. Mission's disabled because we can't start it yet anyway. Let's deselect all reference points again. All right, control right click. We're going to define another area. We're going to make, again, we're trying to keep the concentration of attack where we expect most of the trouble to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create kind of like an overall cap zone. We're going to include the ships in this as well because we really, really need to make sure our ships are protected. I'd love to launch this mission basically immediately. So we'll go ahead and call this one cap. We'll do patrol. And this is going to be an AAW patrol, which we have set. Disable it, because like I said, we can't do anything with it until it's 45 minutes till basically the morning anyway. Grab my last groups of airplanes. Grab this one here, shove those guys there, and we're good to go. I think that's it. Nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up time. This is one of the great features of this game, is that you can make things go quicker. All right, so we're cruising on in. The minesweepers have to get there first. Like I said, we do not want the destroyer squadrons to be ripping in there too fast because they'll end up basically passing these guys, and then they're all going to get exploded, and that's going to be embarrassing. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. And slow down. All right, so as soon as they enter the mine zone, again, I don't know why these guys chose to go there. I'm just going to do one of these with him real fast. And we're going to set it to automatic because he's got to slow down so he can actually start clearing the mines there. Do one of those things, do one of those things. Whoop. Sometimes you got to watch out for this game because it'll create some interesting little paths to follow here. All right, he's got to sneak in, and now my minesweeper is on. Ideally, we're basically going to follow him directly. Again, look at how tight of a zone we can create here. So I'm actually going to drastically shrink this minesweeper zone, because if I make it that big, it's going to take us a month and a half to actually get anywhere. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually order these guys to go even slower. I don't know where you're going. Go help this guy out. There we go. I'm actually speed you up to full speed here. Nope, he's already on do his thing mode. All right, so any mines that come along are going to be quite irritating at this point. But like I said, if we don't sweep for mines, we're going to get busted. I'm going to order these destroyers to stop. These patrol craft are in a pretty good spot. I'm going to order them to stop. This group right here, I'm going to order them to stop. I get this group coming up here. They're not quite in position yet. Oh, those guys have to stop. There we go. This group here is almost in position. I'm looking at the clock carefully here. It's at 2300 already. I'd order them to stop as well. Like I said, we got to be real careful here. I should change the formation of these ships while I'm at it. But like I said, I want to get them all organized, and then I'll order them to all do things. Now keep in mind, on D-Day, what you're really going to be doing here too is you're going to be ordering everybody to get into the little LCMs and LCIs and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and order these guys to stop. Let's order these guys to stop. This group right here is not quite in position yet. Our destroyers are our little guys doing their thing. Now if you recall, whoa, why are you going so fast? I mean, oh no! Well, mission failed. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, that's not fair at all. Get him out of there. Notice the bullets will actually follow him. Who's shooting at us? So unfortunately, I'm looking at my modes here, and it looks like targeting vector is none. Huh. Well, I've totally messed this scenario up already. I mean, nobody doesn't not like to watch a bombardment here. Unfortunately, both, and I mean both, of my poor guys here have been wiped out. No, I want you to lead the waypoint. I'm just kind of having one of those moments, that's all. I wonder how many shells this is going to take. Look what time it is. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're just working that guy over. What if I can go get the cruisers to join in? Let's see here. Control F9. I'll go ahead and say automatic evasions. Let's do... Go for it. Please do. And, yeah, go nuts. Shoot at everything. There we go. Now the cruisers are helping out. I wonder how many shells this is going to cost me. Now, unfortunately, those mines never got cleared. So, for my own sake here, Damage control. Let's go. I said, you see, I lost his engine. I'm sure he's lost his engine. Yep. Good to go. And meanwhile, my destroyers are having a fun time of it. So I guess it's not a bad thing. I'll go ahead and press Control F9 here. Let's see here. Optimistic. No, they can engage anybody. Why not? Let's have them kind of roll up on the side here. Let's see. This is the my LST group. There was one of my minesweepers. He kind of caught fire, and he's probably sinking right now. Oh, look at that. His engine's worked again. Good thing he had some damage repair. That could have been really bad. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and send our last destroyer group here. Yeah, those mines are nasty. What I'm going to have to do, I think, is adjust it so that there's more mines. Or not more mines. There are less opportunities for mines to be mines. All right, let's go ahead and choo-choo through, though. Full speed. Grab this group here. Full speed. Get going. Patrol craft. I'm not worried about that yet. Full speed. You know I'm going to have a ship go smacking into, like... Oh, no, that was a mine! What are you guys getting shot at by? Oh, there we go. Returning fire. I guess the part that I'm being most bothered with is the fact that everybody's getting... Oh. Yeah, I think we messed this up pretty bad. Go ahead and kind of scoot in this direction nice and slowly. So the thing that I think doesn't make sense is the fact that the other guys are able to see my vessels immediately. Like, I haven't had a shot yet because I'm basically getting attacked immediately, which means my minesweepers don't have, like, the 6 hours they're going to need to basically clean up all the mines so that we can actually give it a try. All right, let's go pop this up to flank speed so we can land my guys on the ground, and then we'll kind of debrief here. All right, let's see here. My destroyer squadron. Oh, you guys embarrass me from time to time. Or did you run out of ammo? Feel free to shoot stuff at, by the way. They want to go that way? I'll let them go that way. And I lost another ship to a mine. Yep, I'm losing pretty bad here. Alright, there's my other destroyer group. And one of those hit a mine also. There's my other destroyer group. Oh no! Alright, I gotta send them to the beach here to hit a bunch of mines. They can engage anything that looks interesting. And then my first group of, let's see here, they're about to hit the beach. Is it actually going to let me do it? So one of the downsides to the way the system works right now is if you do want to hit the beach with units, what you have to do is you basically have to unload them on their own. Like, it's one of those things where I can do one of those and I can send him kind of to the back of the line here. Let's see here. Go ahead and unload cargo. Let's send him to the back of the line as well. Let's order him to unload cargo. Yes, you can unload cargo like way, way, way out to sea if you have to. All right, let's see if I can unload cargo on this guy, or did he hit a mine too? All right, he's got to get out of here. All right, how about this crew? This is the other group. Let's switch back to, I can press the 9 key. I can click on them individually. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to click on him, press delete. Yep. There we go. I'm going to right-click unload cargo. Send him, oh, he's not close enough yet. Let's grab that one. Let's grab that run right there. Let's grab this one right here. Order him that way. I think he's just a little out of range. That's okay, though. We have people on the beach now. Whoa! That is quite a stack. So I'm actually going to go ahead and group these guys up, make it a little bit simpler. And remember, the objective is just to get here. So I'm going to order them to go running as fast as they can up the beach, trying to get to this particular position. Because if they're able to do that, then I basically get a free win here. So I'm going to definitely take advantage of it. Meanwhile, the rest of the crews are desperately trying to get close enough. He has no cargo, so I'm going to send him back. Let's see here. What about this one's no cargo? This one's got no cargo. No cargo. Nope, you're on your way back too. Let's see. How about this one? This one's taking some damage, but he has no cargo. This one has no cargo as well. Interesting. I wonder what happened with the cargo there. Oh, well, no big deal. All right, so we have the next group right here. I'm just going to double check here. Okay, these guys definitely have cargo. So the cool thing is I can't set out here and actually order them to unload. We'd have to get a lot closer for that. So let's go ahead and take a look at my group here. This is a little weird. I'll go ahead and click this one right here. Is there any chance I can order him to go? Or is he... Oh, I see what happened here. That is the classic. So if I move this guy right here and kind of let him go... Oh, there's an assault there. Is he actually on his way or is he stuck? I believe he's going to get stuck. And the reason he's going to get stuck is because he does not have legs. Unit MCON. Okay, yeah, this is a fixed unit. All right, so I think we're basically going to have to call it here. What had happened here is, let me go ahead and grab a regular infantry platoon real quick, just to confirm my concerns here. Infantry platoon, let's see, 7.62 millimeter support. That's not too bad. There we go. Let's just go ahead and get a, why not, Portugal. Sounds good to me. Let's grab this infantry platoon right here. Let's, can I order them to run up this way? Yeah, they're moving. They're moving. Okay, that's good. That makes me feel a little bit better. This crew right here, though, is completely incapable of motion. Remember a while ago we were playing with the different squads and we found one squad we thought we liked, and it turns out that the one squad that we thought we liked is actually not the squad that we wanted because it's the squad that doesn't work? Yeah, we just found that. So unfortunately, the only squad that can move is this group right here, and I believe this group is made up of a bunch of trucks. Oh, I am disappointed. I am so sorry, everybody. It looks to me like, I've run into one of the problems of command here, and that's the fact that the cargo that we did unload was not the best cargo for it. So I'm kind of sitting here, like I said, I was thinking about maybe not posting this video, but at the same token as, this is kind of a neat little piece, kind of how that ended, and I thought it would be valuable that you could kind of see sort of the end resultant of that. What I'm going to have to do now is I'm about to run back, take all the infantry out, and replace them all with tanks or something like that, because I know that tanks will work on the beach. But this is unfortunate. If you're interested, I can release the scenario as is, but it looks like I'm back off to square one for a little while, which is kind of a bummer. But like I said, I've got some ideas for other things coming up, especially some take place in Germany during the mid-1980s. So we'll look forward to that a little later on. But other than that, I'd say enjoy, but let's see how we did with our score anyway. I think I broke something. Enjoy.